Blake Lively smiles, the quote drops, and the internet does what it does best. Squints suspiciously. "We're partners in everything," she gushes about Ryan Reynolds, and suddenly, that sweet rom-com line feels less like a Valentine's card and more like a press release. In Hollywood, the words partners in everything don't just conjure images of shared closets and synchronized coffee orders. They spark a bigger question. Does everything include controversy, lawsuits, and standing shoulder to shoulder when the headlines turn sour? And if you've been watching the ongoing chatter surrounding their legal drama tied to Justin Baldoni, you already know why eyebrows are lifting. Are Blake and Ryan the ultimate united front? Or are they becoming the poster couple for ride or die, even when it's a bad look? Stick with me, because what starts as a gushy quote quickly turns into a fascinating case study in celebrity power, loyalty, optics, and how fast America's favorite couple can slide into "Are we tired of them yet?" And just when you think you've picked a side, the next section might make you rethink it all. On paper, Blake Lively's quote is harmless. Adorable, even. Couples say things like this all the time. But when you're a mega-famous duo with publicists, lawyers, and brand deals stacked higher than a Marvel box office opening, words don't just mean things, they do things. Partners in everything sounds romantic until you remember that partnerships also imply shared decisions, shared strategies, shared consequences. And that's where the tone shifts. To critics, the phrase feels less like romance and more like confirmation. Confirmation that no matter what legal storm brews, no matter how messy or drawn out things get, Blake and Ryan are presenting a united front, even when the public is growing weary of the drama. Is it loyalty, or is it doubling down? At what point does standing by your partner start to look like standing by every questionable move too? People don't hate Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. In fact, for years, they were practically untouchable. Funny, charming, relatable rich people who felt just normal enough to root for. But lawsuits? Lawsuits are a vibe killer. Legal drama does something fascinating to public opinion. It slows the fairy tale. It adds complexity where fans wanted simplicity. With the ongoing legal disputes involving Justin Baldoni becoming part of the conversation, critics argue that Blake and Ryan's unwavering unity doesn't look romantic. It looks strategic, almost corporate. Instead of "we love each other," the message starts to feel like "we are aligned, we are prepared, and we are not backing down." That's powerful. But is it likable? Because while loyalty is admirable, public patience is finite. And once audiences feel dragged into prolonged, unresolved disputes, admiration can quietly morph into exhaustion. And exhaustion is dangerous, especially when fame thrives on goodwill. So if the lawsuits keep stretching on, what happens next? Justin Baldoni isn't just a random name floating through gossip blogs. He's known for championing vulnerability, emotional intelligence, and accountability, values that complicate the narrative rather than simplify it. That's why some critics argue this legal saga feels off. When disputes involve figures known for public introspection and social consciousness, audiences instinctively start weighing character. They ask, who seems transparent? Who seems defensive? Who's controlling the story? And when Blake and Ryan move as a single unit, publicly, legally, and narratively, some observers feel the power imbalance becomes uncomfortable to watch. Is this about justice? Or about control of the narrative? No one outside the courtroom knows the full truth. But perception doesn't wait for verdicts. It forms in real time. And right now, the perception among critics is that this couple isn't just in love, they're locked in. Which leads us to a harder truth about celebrity partnerships. Every strong relationship needs loyalty. But every healthy public image needs reflection. The challenge Blake and Ryan face isn't legal, it's emotional optics. Fans don't expect celebrities to be perfect. What they do expect is humility, self-awareness, and the ability to say, "Hey, we hear the concerns." Instead, the repeated messaging of unity, partners in everything, feels, to critics, like a refusal to pause and reassess. Can you support your spouse while still acknowledging public concern? Can you stand together without appearing dismissive? And can you protect your brand without making it seem like brand protection is the only goal? When a couple appears impenetrable, audiences stop leaning in and start pushing back. And that pushback? It's subtle at first. Fewer cheers, more side eyes, more jokes that land just a little sharper than before. There's a fine line between easing tension and avoiding accountability. And critics argue that when paired with Blake's unwavering public support, the humor reads less like charm and more like strategy. When wealthy, influential couples move in lockstep during legal conflicts, it forces the public to confront uncomfortable realities. Who gets believed? Who controls the narrative? And how much does fame cushion consequences? The criticism isn't always about guilt or innocence. It's about imbalance. About how partnership can feel overwhelming when one side has more resources, reach, and public affection. Blake Lively's quote was meant to warm hearts. Instead, it sparked debate. Are she and Ryan Reynolds a united front built on love and loyalty? Or are they becoming a symbol of celebrity insulation, where partnership shields rather than reflects? The truth likely lives somewhere in between. But one thing is clear. As long as lawsuits linger and public curiosity burns, every word, smile, and joke will be analyzed under a microscope. Is Blake Lively right to stand by Ryan Reynolds no matter what? Does their unity feel romantic or tone-deaf? And at what point does loyalty start to complicate accountability? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Share this article with a friend who loves celebrity deep dives, and let's talk about it, because this story isn't just about fame.